Welcome to Luxon Photography and to a camera lens review. One of the most famous camera lenses of the last 5 or 6 years has been the Sigma 35mm f1.4 art lens. I have it as well for I think about 4 years and I never made a video about it. I took a lot of images with it and a lot of photo shoots with it on this channel, but I never really gave you a spoken word a feeling about this lens. So this video is all about the Sigma 35mm f1.4 art lens. I have 6 stories that I'm going to tell you, so you can make up your own mind if that lens is for you or not. My review is always real world oriented. I don't take many pictures of the lens and put in the video. I want to show you many pictures that I took with the lens. And we will go and take a look at many pictures that I took of people, because what I do is mostly photographing people. And the Sigma 35mm art lens is, I think, one of the most famous Instagram lenses many Instagram photographers use. I'm not really sure about it, but I heard it a lot. Many people who are on Instagram take pictures of themselves. This is the lens to get if you want to get that great image quality and that look. And I want to give you my experience with it. This is a mixed review. I'm not here to tell you it's super great, and I'm not going to tell you it's super bad. And over the time that I'm going to speak, you will find out what I mean by it. So let's dive into the first story. So I do a lot of photo shoots, and whenever I get paid for it, I don't post it anywhere. It's only for the people I photograph. Now, there are moments when I do stuff for free. When I do it for free, you will probably see it here on this channel. So I went to Amsterdam, from Germany to Amsterdam with the bus, 5 hours to Amsterdam in the morning, 5 hours in the evening back. So I had a couple of hours in Amsterdam, and my goal was talking to people on the streets, photographing them right there where I meet them, and then give them all the images for free. Why would I do that? Because what I'm doing there is not about making money for me, not getting stuff. It's about becoming, and you become by giving. And nothing teaches a young person character better than generosity. That's a quote from Jim Rohn. Okay, so let's dive in. Let's go into Amsterdam. It was raining, it was really wet, it was windy. I could not even talk to people because they were like this with their umbrella. And I was standing there thinking, should I go home now or what? It's so difficult to talk to anybody. It's raining, I'm wet, it's cold. And finally I got to talk to some people. And then finally I got to some shootings. And here are the images and the videos, so you see how quickly the images were created. Here, for example, you see the that is, perfect. And you can look a little bit down, maybe to your hands.
Yeah.
I think that's also nice. Just stay right there. There's the... From this side, you have a very nice look. I think it's a very cool outfit.
Okay, thank you.
And you can look a little bit over there. Oh yeah. Do you have to take this tram?
No, I don't have to hurry, but okay. I go home. But
and you can also look a little bit down. Oh yeah, that's look to your nose.
My nose?
Yeah.
With my eyes.
Yeah. That's good. That's fine. Goody. Maybe one more from... I go there. And Milou, I talked to her at the tram station. She was waiting for a tram. And she had the hat on and it looked really nice. And we did a photo shoot. And you see how easily these images were created. And I believe photography doesn't need to take long. I really value being in the moment, being in an intensity. 3 minutes of intensity are more important to me than 20 minutes of low energy. And the street photography is all high energy in minutes. And I think you can also see it here. So we took images in Amsterdam, and you see what you can do with this lens. I only had the 35mm 1.4 lens on the Canon 6D Mark I, the old one. Photographed nearly everything at f1.4, f1.6, f1.8. Everything you see in this video is shot wide open or relatively wide open. I always and mostly use lenses wide open, especially prime lenses when they go to f1.4. And you see how nice you can get close to a person and blur everything around it, blur it out to get a portrait. Or you get a little bit further away and you get more context. Where are we? How's the weather? See a little bit more of the background. And the more you go away, the less blurry the background will be. So if you want a blurry background, you have to get relatively close. With this lens, it's a wide angle lens. The wider a lens, the more difficult it is to get a blurry background. So these are the images from Amsterdam. Now, in this review, I want the images to speak to you. And you see with the images, is that lens for me? Do I like the images? You can see from the video, how far am I away to get the shot? Am I close? Do I have to go far away? So you see how working with the lens looks like. Okay, that was in Amsterdam. I did the same in Germany, in Hamburg. So I decided to choose one weekend, talk to people on the streets and photograph 101 people on one weekend. And also for free. Everybody gets all images for free. They don't even see my website. Again, it's not about what I get on this weekend, it's what I become, and I become by giving without asking anything in return. That gives me a great feeling, and I'm building character. I'm still a young person, so it's very important to me to do good to other people just for my own sake, you could say. Okay, so here again, I had different lenses with me this time, but I will show you the pictures of the 35mm lens. And again, there's some really nice moments, some really nice portraits, people hugging each other, getting closer together, emotion, and you can capture that intimacy when you get close to the person. You can also get more context of it when you go further away, and shooting at f1.4, f1.6, f1.8 will give you that isolation in the background if you are relatively close. If you go too far away, you will relatively fast see more of the background and the isolation is no longer there, at least not so much. Okay, that was in Hamburg. So now let's go on to the third location, Madrid. Still the same camera, Canon 6D. I did the same. I photographed people on the streets, and here you now see the images from Madrid. And you see, I want to show you different images from different places and different times. Some images in the summer, some images nearly winter, some images in the rain. So you see what you can get with it. Talking about shooting in the rain, I have no idea if this lens is water resistant or waterproof or whatsoever. It still works. I have it now for 4 years, so I don't see anything bad at it. And I shot a couple of times in the rain with it, so I think it's fine. It's very hefty. So now, as you've seen a lot of images, let me talk a little bit about the technical stuff. Now, people can say it's well built, and that's true, but for me it's also very heavy. And it's heavy in two terms. It's heavy just holding it, but also because it's relatively long. On the camera, it's very front heavy. It makes the camera very heavy on the front. And you see me in these videos photographing with one hand mostly, because I have another camera in my other hand filming. So if you shoot a lot with one hand, I find this lens to be uncomfortable holding it, because it's too long and therefore too heavy on the front of the camera. This is very subjective. Other people will tell you, no problem, I don't care. But for me, who is shooting long hours very often, and I've also used this on weddings a lot, it's not my perfect choice to use of any kind of lens because it hurts my hand. And it's something that you don't read in the articles. How does it feel using it when you ability ¿Y podéis mirar a vosotros? Distance or some long distance. And when I photograph people, see how the video to the no, I talked about this that years they Mark 1. I have to there the is on, and if the calibrate the front or back focus using this system with the Canon Mark 4, a different system that focus maybe on the check. I take yeah, that's I just keep it like this. You can stay on the wall. That's have to check. Okay. I put it with all this, but and it look into this direction. Oh yeah. Has bad autofocus. The camera system will be with the lens, and you will get nearly all images on point because the system of focusing is different. And let me show you two situations. Now, I took this lens out to a family trip in Spain, where my girlfriend lives, and which lens I'm going to bring. And I had this lens maybe 2 years. I was standing, I was somewhere, and I always thought about, why don't I sell it? Why do I still have it? I don't like it. I don't like to use it. The images are good, but I don't like to use it. So I don't bring it to a photo. If I want a wide angle, I bring the 35, I bring the 24. Really wide. Portraits with environment, I take the 50. I like millimeter than 35, but this is no sense. And so, I went to holiday Christmas, and so I thought I will only use the Sigma Art lens, give it a last to use it, just to use it. Otherwise, if I don't use it for so long. And now afterwards, I only had this lens, and I think it's a really great all-round lens. You get portraits when you get close, you get environment images, landscape images when you get a little bit further away. So if it's a really great focal length, 35, and f1.4 gives you a very nice shallow depth of field. You can shoot in the dark, pretty much. Open aperture. But using this lens, looking at the images, there's nothing bad about it. And I can really, when I show you these images, all the images that you see now in this video, and you see it, there are probably people who say, I will buy this lens because of the images that I see now. And there are people who wrote me, who bought the lens just because my street photography videos are using this. And I didn't feel like I would recommend this lens just because of the flaws it has. Like the weight, it's front heavy, autofocus is a little bit here and there, not always on point. Way more off than all other lenses I have. So this is the least fun to use because on my back I always think about, is it now sharp or not? Using the older cameras. Okay, 6th story. Let's go to the last one. I went with my girlfriend and our son to Italy, Venice, also last year. And I had the 85 1.2 lens, very slow, very heavy. Now this is heavier than this. And the 35mm 1.4. And again, when I look at these images here that I show you now, I cannot say anything bad about it. I cannot say the images turn out bad. I can say that. Look at these images, how beautiful. But this lens, it doesn't feel so nice to me, so I don't like to use it so often. And so that's why I said in the beginning, it's going to be a contrast in my review. Beautiful images, but I don't like to use the lens. Because of autofocus, because of heaviness, and so because I like 50mm focal length more. If I go out on the streets, I take a 50mm. I nearly never use 35. Only if I want to film it sometimes, I just to get something different. But usually when I do a for money, I never bring this lens. And this is something that it's a feeling, and it's not on the spec sheet. You know, it's a great price. It has a 35 f1.4. The lens in general is very sharp. That's what they say. It has a nice bouquet. And you will find many people who build their business on the lens. If they do a lot of Instagram work, waiting for first, combine 35 with the 85. So I don't tell you not to get it, but I'm also not going to tell you go get it. This is just an experience. It's not a selling video. It's just how I feel about it. I'm very mixed with it. I wanted to sell this lens a lot, but I might get 500 for it, probably less. So it doesn't really matter if I keep it or sell it. There's no difference in bank account with 500 euros. It's not that much to make a difference, so I still have it. And I use it there, but in general, if I want a wide angle lens, I go to 24. If I want to get portraits with a little bit of surrounding, I take the 50mm. So this is a niche product that for me, in my photography, it's the least used lens, just because I like the other focal length more. And that was my very contrasty review to the Sigma 35mm f1.4 art lens. I will show you some more pictures and videos. Again, let the images decide, and I'm not judging this lens now. I'm just giving you my experience, my opinion, and I hope the images will speak to you. I do this video, I'm talking now to a camera, and I do these videos to emotionally touch somebody who wants to get deeper into photography. And maybe that person is you. If you are touched emotionally by these videos, please give me some feedback. Write me what you want to hear. What kind of stuff do you want to hear? What is it that I can give you? Is it a camera lens review? Is it a camera review? Is it more videos on the